All right. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. And today I want to talk about for the past week, I might as well say, week and a day or so. Um, Before 4th of July last week, my neighbors. I'm in a building complex. They have 3 floors. I'm on the 3rd floor. My neighbors on the other side, all first, second, 3rd floor, they got flooded out. I mean, let me tell you the story. Open up, UOPN. So, I've been sitting and watching this movie on YouTube, not YouTube, Netflix. And all of a sudden I heard a smoke alarm. And every time I hear a smoke alarm out here, I just open the door to see if I can hear where it's coming from to make sure it's no fire or nothing serious. So I walked out to make sure to see where the sound was coming from, and it was coming from the 2nd floor of my neighbors on the 2nd floor. And I also heard like water flowing, leaking somewhere. Like, that's weird. Where's that coming from? It's not raining or nothing. So I walked down the steps and looked down the 2nd hallway, and there's water flowing on the side of the walls.
That's right. You see that? Record, yeah.
Like, I was looking like, and I know it was coming from my neighbor across from me on the top, because I was looking like, oh my God. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I was going to go to the office, which I know no one probably wasn't there, because the site manager, she wasn't here anymore because she left. I guess quit or whatever, or resigned. We always having different people in our office, so. But yeah, we had no site manager on site, so I guess since no site manager on site, there wasn't any maintenance guys on site, which there should be in. But we did had a new guy. He just started being a maintenance guy, I think, a week ago, but he didn't really did any work yet because he still was new. But the other maintenance guy that been out here and know what to do, he been on vacation. Like, who does that? You have a new person. You don't supposed to go on vacation while you have a new person that you need help and whatever. So until you have somebody to help him, and then you go on vacation. But wow. So yeah. I went downstairs and I was gonna walk to the office. As I got on 1st floor walking, I heard this lady on the phone fussing. I'm like, all that water, and she was like, yes, my apartment is getting damaged, and she's on the phone with the emergency people that they gave us the number for in case we have emergency out here. She was just fussing and cussing and raising sand with them people. I don't blame her. And yeah, so I went back upstairs, and she come upstairs and fussing, and she said it looked like a whole beach in her house, like water, lots of water. So my neighbor under me called the lady that live across from me, because they're close best friends, and she told her that she need to come home because her pipe bust and it's leaking and everything. And she works out in our area, in our complex, somewhere in another complex with elderly people. So she came home, and they told her, because she had a dog, and they said, your dog Rocky, and she like that clicked in her head, and she was running upstairs praying, praising the Lord. Oh, Jesus, oh Lord, Rocky. And then she got in the house, and then she came back out with her dog. I was like, oh, this it was a day, a hectic day. So the lady on the second floor on this other side, she said she called the emergency line about 3 or 4 times. No, nothing. They said the maintenance guy was already at the leak, which we are at the leak where the lady crossed me. That's where the leak, all the water pipe bust coming from, and no maintenance guy over there. Like,
What?
what are they talking about? So the lady crossing me got on the phone with the emergency people. The guy, she's fussing with him, and she said the HELL word, and the maintenance guy say that's profanity she using, and she can't be using that, and he hung up on her, and she was like, that's in the Bible, but I believe it's how you use it, so that's why he's saying it's like a cuss word. And to me, I believe how you use it, so she used it as a cuss word. I'm assuming so. Yeah, he hung up on her, and it's just been crazy. And then water was seeping in the people in the front of the building, because I'm in the back. People in the lady on the first floor in the front, I guess she have cracks or whatever, that's water seeping through there. I don't think it said bother anybody on the second floor in the front. And on the third floor, I'm thinking, I can't remember, but I think that side on the front too got kind of damaged. But so no maintenance guys to help. So the lady, my neighbor across from me, she called the fire department to get them to come out so they could see if they could cut their water off or whatever to stop it. And the fire people was looking for the maintenance people. Because, remind you, my neighbor across from me, she said her pipe bust around Memorial Day. But we had maintenance guys, and we had a site manager on site at that time, and they caught it in time before it got any bad, any damage or anything. But this time around, there wasn't anybody on site to help stop, so it damaged apartments. And when I mean it damaged, because the lady on the second floor on that side, she went back in her house, and we seen her ceiling was falling in.
Somebody left their phone in here? Where at?
It was caving in, was falling in. She had so much water, and one of the tenants that stay out here, she came and helped sweeping. They were sweeping the water out, trying to sweep it out. Because she couldn't wait. She couldn't wait on anybody to come in to try to help, because it was just so hectic. But yeah, so the fire department came out. They cut their power off on that side of the building, because water was all in the wirings and everything. So that could have caused a big fire, and poof, the building was gone. Could have been gone. And so after all that, they and then the people that's over this property, the building, they try to accommodate my neighbors into like staying in a motel so they could get their apartments fixed. And they want to send them to a little rinky-dink motel. They got bed bugs and everything. So they wasn't having that. My neighbors wasn't having that. So one of them, she just went to a motel and paid for that, but kept her seat. And she said she's going to get reimbursed for that. So, but this, ugh. And then they called the news people to tell them what happened, but no news people haven't coming out. So I guess there's a lot of people out here that be scared to talk and what's going on in their buildings and everything, because the people over these building complex, the property, they always sending out letters and saying they're making this property a nice clean place, and they charge us an arm and a leg. Now rent has went up, and I heard they say this rent gonna be going up every month, but people not living in a nice apartment. The apartments is not taken care of. We run through maintenance people like I don't know what. We run through manager site that be on sites like I don't know what. So they say they're piled up way behind on maintenance issues out here from just old maintenance people. But and then we have a veteran that stays out here. He was a veteran, and he have mold in his apartment. I just don't know. And yeah, a lot of issues everywhere in all these apartments where we stay at. So yeah, but they have to use the machines, the blow drying machines, to dry out every apartment. And on this side where I'm on the back side, all the three, first, second, third floor on the other side of me, they use my power. They use my power to dry all three apartments. I've been nice enough to say yeah, because last week Monday they came. They had some people to come late. It was probably around 5, 6, and they blow dried my neighbor across from me. They had used my outlet for about 3 hours, I'd say. And then the next day, which was Tuesday of last week, they asked to use my outlets again, but this time they used two outlets. Had plugs in two outlets because they can't plug up everything in one outlet because that could be a hazard and it could trip stuff and fire. So they used two of my outlets to dry all three apartments because they had three machines in each apartment and they used two of my outlets. So I said okay. And I was like, I'm gonna have to get something out of this. So one of the people that's like work with the people over the properties, I think they from like another state, She came down, and she was asking, "Is it okay?" Because it was now this is coming up. We was on 4th of July weekend, and is nobody wasn't gonna be on site through the weekend whatsoever. So the lady came down from that state to down here. That one of the property people came down, and she asked, "Was it okay if I keep it plugged in over the weekend so it can could dry the apartments?" And I said, "Yeah." And she told me, which something I forgot I didn't do, it didn't click. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I should have had something written on paper so I could have a backup. That could be my backup. But she said I don't have to worry about my rent for this month, July. And then like the 5th, that's the last day we supposed to pay it by. And then after the 5th, then late fee kick in. She said don't have to worry about late fee either. So don't have to worry about none of that. My rent was gonna be free this month. And then I said, okay. So I'm gonna say now this week, which 4th of July is over with. Now this week, Monday, no one was in the office yet, so they still got everything plugged in. Tuesday, which was this week, Tuesday morning, I'm gonna say around 10. Some guys came knocking on the door and asked I could unplug my car. I unplugged it, and about 10 minutes later, one came back and had a card and say they wasn't finished and can they plug this back in. And I'm looking like, okay, but this time it was one socket, so I plugged it back in, and I think it was just for 2 apartments, because my neighbor across from me, I think she plugged hers in her, must be her outlet, because I seen her card, so they must have had their power back on. And I was like, okay, so they was using my outlet for 2 apartments. The lady on the 2nd floor and the 1st floor across on my neighbors. And Wednesday, which was yesterday, Tuesday, which was yesterday. So yes, the day went by and it stayed plugged in till today, which is Wednesday. They came this morning and said I could unplug it, and I gave it back, and then they came back 10 minutes later again. I'm like, what in the world? So I plugged it in again. I said, okay, they gonna have to pay my light bill or something. So I asked the guy, I said, how long this gonna be? He said about 30 minutes or so, because they found another spot. 30 minutes done passed, but nobody never came to get the cards, and it's still plugged up. So I went to the office, and then the big people, some of the big people was down here. That's for the property. I went in the office, and they was still here, and I was like, I want to know, because they using my power for to drive the other people's homes, and is they gonna pay my light bill? And some of them, they didn't know what power they was using, and they didn't know until the other lady that came and talked to me. She was like, oh yeah, we're using her power, and I told her she got rent free, she don't have to worry about the late fee charge and everything. And she was asking when I get my light bill, and I say the end of this month. So she told me just when I get my bill, bring it in, and they could see what they could do and all that. So when my light bill come, I surely am gonna be taking it to the office for whoever be in there, and they could pay that. She's gonna compare it to my other bills, I reckon. So, because this is a strain on me. This is a strain on me. I'm a single parent. I have 5 kids, and I'm barely paying my bills. I only work 2 days, so so yeah. And my father, he pays my rent until I could get something more better and stuff. So, and I do DoorDash, I do Uber to get a little more change, So yeah, So they gonna have to do something, free rent and pay my light bill for this month. So, but yeah, it's just been a time over here, and I'm ready to get out and get my own place. It's well overdue for me to already been out these apartments. So I've been here since 2007. Yeah, so. But yeah, I just wanted to step in today and get that off my chest, just to talk to somebody about it and see what y'all say or think about it. But yeah, so that's my little spit or whatever. Spit. I wanted to spit out and share with the community about what was going on my side of the town.